In Atlanta, visibility often depends on volume. Artists are expected to project personality, conflict, and presence in order to attract attention and secure deals. Young Scooter operated outside that pattern. He rarely raised his voice, rarely dramatized his persona, and rarely positioned himself at the center of spectacle. His reputation formed through consistency and proximity rather than performance. For more than a decade, he remained closely aligned with Future and Gucci Mane, not as a headline figure, but as a stabilizing presence within their orbit. Industry observers and street affiliates alike described him as a connector, someone who maintained relationships, facilitated operations, and translated street credibility into durable alliances. He referred to his own music as count music, a term that framed his subject matter less as emotional expression than as transactional reality and accumulation.
Count up.
I bought the word count up, like, that's all I want to do, count up.
You bought that word?
Yeah, I bought it.
Like as a trademark?
Yeah, I bought the word.
Wow.
Yeah. I bought the word. Like, I really could sue people for saying count up. So many people using it to make money. You know what I'm saying?
He emerged from East Atlanta during one of the area's most volatile periods and maintained continuity across multiple generational shifts in the city's rap ecosystem. Many of his contemporaries died, were incarcerated, or faded from relevance. Scooter did not.
Like if you look back on your life, how many friends do you think you've lost, from violence?
Man, it's a lot. Like more than 20. Just a lot, man.
20?
I say like probably, I just say like my close people, not that many, but like just people I know, it's a good bit. Like, not like my inner circle, like I really ain't lost none. But like people I just know, a lot.
His longevity created the assumption that he would continue aging within the culture he helped stabilize. On March 28, 2025, his 39th birthday, that assumption ended. He died following a police response to a reported violent incident at a private residence gathering. No gunfire or overdose was involved. The initiating event was a false emergency call that brought armed officers to the location. The chain of reactions that followed led to a fatal traumatic injury, sustained while he attempted to flee the property. Young Scooter was born in South Carolina and raised in Atlanta's Kirkwood neighborhood, locally known as Little Mexico. The area's identity was shaped by entrenched drug economies and generational poverty, conditions that informed both his worldview and later lyrical content. Unlike artists who adopted trap imagery after entering music, his early life preceded and produced his artistic themes. He stated in interviews that he began hustling in early adolescence and observed both parental involvement in street economies and the consequences of addiction within his household. By his late teens, his primary objective was not artistic recognition, but financial legitimization. Music functioned initially as an extension of existing enterprise, rather than an independent ambition. In 2013, the mixtape Street Lottery marked his first broad influence on Atlanta's sound. The track Columbia circulated widely despite minimal conventional promotion. Its delivery avoided rhythmic emphasis and melodic variation, instead presenting detailed drug trade references in a flat, conversational cadence. Listeners interpreted the tone as authenticity rather than affectation, reinforcing his reputation as a narrator of lived economics rather than dramatized street fantasy. Scooter's professional identity remained closely linked to Future's ascent. Their relationship predated mainstream success and continued through multiple phases of industry transformation. Within that pairing, Future represented experimentation and emotional range, while Scooter embodied continuity with street structures that predated commercial breakthrough. Their joint brand, Free Bands, depended on that duality. His standing within Atlanta's street hierarchy was illustrated during a widely publicized 2013 episode in which Gucci Mane publicly attacked numerous artists on social media while explicitly exempting Scooter, referring to him as one of the last real street figures. The statement reflected a consensus view that Scooter maintained authenticity without public controversy or self-promotion. They were also incarcerated at overlapping periods earlier in their careers, an experience Scooter later described as reinforcing discretion. After release, he avoided public disputes, legal commentary, and online confrontation. This consistent absence of spectacle contributed to both his stability and mystique over the following decade. On March 28, 2025, Scooter attended a birthday gathering at a residence on William Nye Drive in Atlanta. The event was described by attendees as small and private. During the afternoon, an emergency call was placed to local dispatch reporting armed men, an assaulted woman, and gunfire at that address. The caller used a device without standard subscriber identification, complicating immediate traceability. Given the severity of the claims, multiple weapons, active violence, and potential hostages, police categorized the situation as high risk and deployed a large tactical response. Officers arrived expecting an ongoing violent incident rather than a routine disturbance. When officers reached the residence, they initiated contact at the front entrance. Scooter opened the door briefly, then closed it and moved toward the rear of the property. Witness accounts indicate that at least 2 individuals attempted to leave through the backyard as officers established a perimeter. One returned inside. Scooter continued attempting to exit over successive fences, separating adjacent lots. During the second jump, he fell while landing. No officers discharged weapons during this sequence, a fact later confirmed by body camera review and ballistic checks. Medical examination determined that the fall caused a severe fracture of the femur. Bone displacement severed the femoral artery, producing rapid internal hemorrhage. Such vascular compromise is rare in isolated falls but medically documented. Without immediate compression and surgical intervention, exsanguination can occur within minutes. Responding officers located him in the yard and requested emergency transport. He was taken to Grady Memorial Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The official cause was traumatic arterial injury secondary to fall. Subsequent investigation determined that the original emergency report was fabricated. No assaulted victim, weapons display, or prior gunfire occurred at the residence. Call tracing identified Demetrius Spence, known online as Demi Blanco, as the source. Authorities concluded she was not present near the scene when the report was made. She was arrested and charged with transmitting a false public alarm. Investigative materials suggested interpersonal conflict connected to individuals attending the gathering, though motive characterization remains secondary to the factual determination that the call was knowingly false and directly precipitated the police deployment. Young Scooter's career rested on durability rather than spectacle. He navigated street economies, incarceration risk, and industry volatility while maintaining both alliances and reputation. His death did not result from the forms of violence commonly associated with his environment. For Future, it marked the loss of a long-standing partner. For peers, it represented the disappearance of an archetype, the participant observer who never converted lived experience into theatrical persona. Scooter lived within the system he described and survived it for decades. His death occurred during a private celebration initiated by false information rather than chosen risk. Rest in peace, young Scooter, gone but never forgotten.